it's one thing that these people want to come here and work, and I can see that part of the immigration process is going to have to get weaned off, because you could absolutely crush a lot of farms and businesses by just yanking it.
Exactly. And
it's going to have to get weaned off. And
that's all you have to say to get people to vote no.
Yeah, that's all you have to say. But at the same time, these people shouldn't be taking advantage of the system and living off of our taxpayer dollars. It's one thing if they're out there working and we can slowly wean the businesses off and make it so that it comes back into perspective. But it's another thing that they're out there working, but also, like I said, taking advantage of WIC and food stamps and Medicaid and all this other kind of stuff, and they're completely living off the rest of us.
Yeah, and once again, perfect. You're exactly right. Perfect example is like that transgender sports bill. We wing them off it, right? It's not just a straight yes, no, you're cut off. Like just like if they're already on puberty blockers or hormone suppressants, like you can't just take them off. That could be dangerous to their health. You gotta wean them off it or let them continue what they're doing. That can be less lethal than just cutting it. You can't go cold turkey on a lot of these things, right? Like if these industries see us just cutting them out, you're right, it could devastate their businesses. And so there does need to be kind of a fine line, or you grandfather people in on stuff and then just let it wing out that way. So.
Yeah, I think the fastest way to wean them out is just stop the public assistance.
Well, yeah, I totally agree with that. You're not wrong. So,
well, talking about federal funds, U.S. Department of Education just sent out this memorandum to any and all school districts throughout the country that's saying if they're not abiding by Title IX, goodbye to funds. Which I, again, love, because that eliminates, again, the whole transgender thing. So we don't necessarily have those issues here in Utah, because our legislature pre-Trump already solved those issues, which that's upstanding for our state. But other than this, are we seeing any of these federal changes affecting our state with federal funds besides just this?
Well, the biggest difference in general is, for Biden's 4 years, it was fighting them on everything we were doing. I mean, it was lawsuit, litigation. I mean, it was consistently not agreeing with them and what they were telling us to do. It's completely the opposite now. It's full support, do this, like what can we do to align everything we're doing with our agenda and your agenda and the Trump administration, the mandate that the American people have put out for him, like what Utahns voted for him overwhelmingly. So we're trying to just make sure we are just right on line. And a lot of it is, hey, Utah, we're done fighting you guys now. So you're doing a great job. Just take off, run with it. And
the last administration wasn't doing that. This one may be doing that, but the last one wasn't.
It's exactly right. And so it's been a much different position we're in as we run legislation to not always have that in the back of our head. If I run this, are we going to get sued by the feds?
Well, you're in the unique position where you were here for a couple of years of the last administration, and now you're a couple months in a new administration. What's the difference from a legislative point of view? What have you seen?
Well, it's a night and day difference on we don't have to run state sovereignty issues. We're running, we can just do what is right and not worry about the feds getting in the way. Like they'll back us up now. That difference is amazing. In fact, we had to run all these different bills to try to either get around the federal government or knew we were going to go into a lawsuit with them. The biggest difference has been like on energy bills, or what the EPA does and says, whether it was fluoride, whether it's gas, coal plants. We just announced we're going to open 2 more coal plants, run them ourselves.
That's huge.
Huge.
Last administration was shutting anything that had to do with coal down.
Energy in general, right? Like the refineries were really suppressed, and so we can allow more mining, more drilling. Those things we just move ahead as a state instead of trying to tiptoe around what the rules and regulations are. Like the EPA had ridiculous air quality standards that we all would have to be dead and it still couldn't be attainable.
Why doesn't Utah have a nuclear power plant?
We're working on it. We'll probably be leading out now. So we
have the ground for it. There's a lot of West Desert out there. There's nothing out there.
Energy Solutions does all their depositing of the radiative material out there because it's the perfect with the bedrock and the clay.
Why not just stick one out there right next to it?
Great idea. Yeah,
we solve a lot of our power issues.
Hill's looking at putting one in Hill Air Force Base. I mean, energy is whoever controls energy is going to control national security for the world, because everything is going to be housed in AI and drones and data and chips and computers, and energy is what it's going to take to run all of this stuff. And so if you have energy, you're going to be able to progress with those other.
How close are we, do you think, on getting nuclear here in Utah?
I think, well, probably a couple years.
You think it's that close?
Oh,
Do you think the
yeah.
legislature's ready for it now?
The mandate has been to speed things up and just get it going. And we will be on the forefront of that here.
What about our refineries for gas?
Yeah, keep doing all that. It never shut stuff. See, that was the issue before. Is they tried to move the green movement forward. It was like it wasn't able to replace as they were shutting down and not opening up existing permits and mining and other things. So now it's an all hands on deck. If it works, let's do it. That's why we're going to take over the 2 coal plants. Just get them up and running, full steam ahead with all of that. Plus, let's keep innovating and doing other things, not shut down before we have a solution to drive the costs up. Like, it's an all hands on deck. Every option's on the table. We're going to just move forward with it.
This
Which
feels so
has
good.
to be a sense of relief, because that was probably not going to happen in the last administration.
Oh, no. It was crazy. I mean, tiptoeing around all of the regulations and trying to figure out, like, how can we keep our energy rates low while, like, still growing and expanding. Like, it was an impossible feat. Like, we couldn't do it. Yeah, that's a huge difference. And
that's a huge difference for the common person, because if average Tom, Dick, and Joe out there has their energy bill go up by even $25, $50 a month,
it's a game changer for them.
it's a game changer for their budget. That's really tough.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we do have some of the cheapest rates in the country, and we want to keep it that way.